Hey, Chad Bonser here for High University Libraries. Over the next 7 minutes, this video is going to show you 7 of the top databases to look at when researching the computer equipment manufacturing industry. The clusters are researching that right now, and this video is going to help them with their research. So when you get to IBIS World, first one we'll show you here, you just search for computers. In the search, it brings up computer and peripheral manufacturing in the U.S. So this is the industry report that you might want to look at in IBIS World. Contains all kinds of different things, statistics, operating conditions, major companies, things like that. So a good industry analysis. I would warn you though that business cluster students tend to over-rely on IBIS World, so please don't use this as your only source of information. There's lots of other stuff to look at, which is why I'm making this video and showing you other places to look for information. The next place to look, just real quick, is Market Insight. Once you get to Market Insight, click on Industry. And if you will go down and click on computer hardware under the sub-industry there, click Go, and then the bottom left down here in the S&P Industry Surveys, this is where you'll get usually a 30 or 45 page industry survey that are updated every 6 months that deal with current conditions, trends, industry profile of the industry. In this case, this is 40 pages and last updated this past April. Moving on to Plunkett Research. Once you get to Plunkett Research, under the Industry Research Center down here, you will find a Infotech Computers and Software Industry Center. You'll find a video there from the CEO, Jack Plunkett. Might want to check that out to get a kind of a visual talk about what's going on in the industry. And you'll also want to check out these two sections here, Market Research and Trends and Statistics, both of which will give you a lot of good information for doing this project. And Mintel, what you want to look at here, first of all, when you get to Mintel, you have to create a personal profile with them. And I'm going to log in as myself. And once that loads, you can do a couple things. What I would do is really recommend you can use this search box up in the top right and put your search there. But if you just go under Technology on the bottom left, you can actually browse for things in here. So here is PCs US December 2009. Now bear in mind, while this won't give you the same kind of up-to-date information that IBIS or maybe even the S&P Industry Surveys will, it will give you more information about who buys this stuff, why they buy it, when, how often. So this is more of a market research perspective than an industry perspective, so it's still worthwhile looking at there. Okay, you also want to take a look at a database called Passport GMID. And to use this database, what I would do is first, if you're looking for computer peripherals, computer hardware kind of stuff, go over and click on Consumer Markets on the left-hand side. And this gives you a kind of a dialog box where you can actually go down and click on Consumer Electronics, Computers and Peripherals. If you want to, you can actually drop that down more and just click on Computers as well. You'll see over on the right-hand side, these show up under the categories on the right-hand side. Next, we're going to click Next. And then you can actually select a variety of countries here. I'm just going to do North America and then do USA there. And then I'm going to run my search. And what you get here, you get all kinds of stuff. Reports, which give you brand shares, company shares, market sizes, all that kind of good stuff. But I would highly recommend you check out that stuff, but also the country reports. And this gives you a market research report for computers and peripherals in the USA. And it will cover all kinds of really cool stuff. Highly recommended. Covers competitive landscape, prospects, trends, headlines. So you've got several pages of information to look at there. Mergent Online also has some good industry information. If you actually go up, once you get to the Mergent Online interface, click on Report Search, and then click on Industry Reports there, and then go down in the search by industry, select IT and high technology, and you can search by region here. I'm just going to click Search to show you all the kinds of regions that are available, and this will bring up a list of reports. These are also updated about every 6 months, and the one for North America looks like it corresponds to the timeline of the S&P ones, but it'll give you a different perspective on the industry. Click View there, and it covers things like the profile, trends, outlook, all kinds of things like that. So it's a real good resource to look at if you're looking at that industry. Finally, if you look at Business Source Complete, I'm just going to search for computer hardware and go down before I even search it and limit to industry profiles in that publication type and do search. You could also limit over here on the left-hand side under publication type or source type over here as well. But here you have computer hardware industry profile Australia. If you wanted to, we can go up here and just do United States. Do a search there. And then here's our computer hardware industry profile United States. Things like that. So one other good place to look for information about that. So Business Source Complete is also really good for filling in the gaps of your research, particularly when you're looking at some of those broader industry kind of profiles that from IBIS World or Passport GMIT or even the reports from Intel. What you might do is find articles in Business Source Complete about some particular topics that you might want to go deeper in. So here's for an example. We find this computer hardware industry profile United States. You click on the subject term, computer industry, or even on the NAICS code down here as well. We can click on the NAICS code for electronic computer manufacturing. Either one, click on computer industry, and then we can go in and maybe search for forecast or sales or trends or revenues or just stuff about Apple or just stuff about consumers, whatever kind of stuff you want to look at there. I would also recommend going in and clicking on looking at trade publications, particularly for some of your industries. If we do that, you'll find stuff that's written by people in that industry for people in that specific industry. So you'll get stuff from things like electronic design, things like Metal Center News, things from like computer workstations, other things that are by people in that industry for people in that industry. So you will get a lot of good stuff there. Business Source Complete, once again, is not mentioned last because it's of least importance. I do think it's really good to look at, particularly in filling in some of the holes that you may have by looking at just specific industry reports. This is a good way to get deeper into some of those topics, and at the same time get some more sources for your bibliography and your works cited pages. Hopefully this helps with your research. If you have any questions about anything, please feel free to use the contact link on the business blog, or you just send me an email and I'll be glad to talk to you about your research. Hope this helps, and take care.